11A, The Seat That Escaped Death, The Untold Story of the Air India AI-171 Crash. In the world of aviation, some numbers are just numbers. But on May 12, 2025, the number 11A would become something else. A legend. A miracle. A seat that shouldn't have survived, but did. This is the story of Air India Flight AI-171. A scheduled flight from Ahmedabad, India, to London Heathrow. 213 souls aboard. A routine journey. Until fate interrupted. We begin, not in the sky, but on the ground, where ordinary people packed bags, kissed loved ones goodbye, and believed the future was still waiting for them. Air India Flight AI-171 was operated on a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, tail number VTNK. A wide-body aircraft built for comfort, long hauls, and safety. It had flown this route over 300 times in the past 5 years. The departure gate at Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport was Gate 18. Scheduled time, 2:25 a.m. local time. Boarding began at 1:40 a.m. No delay. No alarms. No sign of what was to come. Among the 213 on board was Vishwas Ramesh, age 34. A civil engineer, husband, father of 2. He was returning to the UK after visiting his aging mother in Pune. He had almost taken a different flight. But the price on AI-171 was better. So, he picked this one. He picked seat 11A. Left side of the aircraft. Over the wing. Not a window you dream about. No extra legroom. No glory. Just a seat, like any other. But by the end of this flight, it would be the only seat the world would remember. The pilot in command was Captain Jaydev Mishra, 46 years old. Over 14,000 flight hours. His co-pilot, First Officer Sonia Kapoor, 29 years old, relatively new, but top marks. Hey, if you're feeling the pain and luckiness that comes with this story so far, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to us. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and joining our growing YouTube family. We're building a community that loves learning, questioning, and staying informed, and we'd love to have you with us. Don't forget to hit the like button if this is valuable to you, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's get back to the story. The aircraft had passed all pre-flight inspections. Fuel levels, normal. Weather, clear skies. Wind, steady 8 knots to the northwest. Runway, prepared. Checklist, complete. And yet, at 2:26 a.m., just as the plane was cleared for takeoff, a chain of silent, invisible events had already begun. The Boeing Dreamliner accelerated down the runway. 132 knots. 142. 153. It lifted off, wheels parting from Earth. The cabin lights dimmed for climb. Passengers buckled in. Some closed their eyes. Some texted final messages. But just 18 seconds after liftoff, a sharp bang was heard by 2 passengers in row 12. Followed by a tremor. Then, a dip. Something was wrong. At exactly 2:27 a.m., the left engine lost power. Completely. The cockpit received a dual warning. Engine stall. Hydraulic failure. In the next 12 seconds, the crew attempted recovery. But with the aircraft already banking left, and its altitude barely 600 feet, There was no time. It plunged. The aircraft struck a half-completed high-rise near the airport perimeter. Its left wing tore through exposed rebar. Fuselage buckled. Fuel ignited. But not all at once. And that delay. That 5-second pause between impact and explosion was why Vishwas Ramesh is still alive today. 11A. A number. A coincidence. Or something else entirely. Vishwas's life, final moments before boarding, and the 5 seconds that saved him. Narrator, reflective tone. Before he boarded that flight, Vishwas Ramesh lived a quiet life. A structural engineer by training. Based in Slough, England, working on bridge design for a private contractor. Known to colleagues as the calmest guy in the room. Known to his family as the Rock. He had come home to Pune after his mother's stroke. 9 days. That's all he had. 9 rushed days between hospital visits, home-cooked meals, and whispered prayers. At 1:06 a.m., just over an hour before boarding, Vishwas texted his wife. Boarding soon. Kisses to the kids. Love you. She replied. Fly safe, Vish. 11A again? He laughed. It was an inside joke. He always chose the same seat on long flights, left side, over the wing. More stable, he claimed. Ironically, that stability would be tested harder than anything he had ever designed. Gate 18. The boarding queue was moving fast. No chaos. No delays. An elderly couple asked if Vishwas could help with their bag. He did. Then stepped aside and rechecked his seat. 11A. Left side. Second section of economy. Just behind the wing root. A seat often considered terrible for views. But close to the structural frame. And, fatefully, right at the bend where the fuselage would later snap but not explode. At 2:19 a.m., doors were secured. At 2:23 a.m., pushback began. The plane taxied into position. Vishwas stared at the window, nothing but darkness. He closed his eyes. Just like every other flight. No fear. No worry. But across the cabin. Row 12's right side passenger reported seeing a light flicker in the engine area. No crew member saw it. No warning appeared. But it had already begun. Takeoff roll, normal. Acceleration, normal. Liftoff, clean. Altitude climbing. Climb angle, 16 degrees. A smooth departure. But at 603 feet above the ground, the left engine compressor failed catastrophically. A fan blade snapped. Hydraulic fluid sprayed into the nacelle. A cascade of system failures began instantly. In the cockpit, alarms blared. But the airspeed was dropping too fast. Narrator, low and chilling. From the cabin, there was only silence. Then, the shudder. Vishwas opened his eyes. He didn't scream. He didn't move. The plane tilted violently left. Then slammed into a half-completed building still under construction. The front nose snapped. The tail cracked upward. The left wing sliced through scaffolding. But row 11, right over the wing root, absorbed the force. And stayed intact for exactly 5 seconds. Before the rear fuselage detonated. Those 5 seconds. Those 5 seconds. allowed Vishwas to reach for his seatbelt buckle, to unclip it, to fall onto the aisle as the floor cracked, to crawl through debris, and dive through a side break in the fuselage. He doesn't remember how. He just remembers fire, heat, screams, and then, air. Cold night air, crawling across shattered glass and metal. His face bleeding. His shirt burned. But his legs still moving. Later, investigators said, if Vishwas had been seated even 2 rows back, he would have been crushed. If he'd been by the tail, incinerated. If he'd taken a different flight altogether, who knows? But he wasn't. He was in 11A. A seat most people avoid. A seat most travel blogs rate 2 out of 10. But on May 12, 2025, 11A was the only seat that lived. A big thank you to all our amazing subscribers and returning viewers. Your support means the world to us and keeps this channel going strong. If you're new here or you've been watching without subscribing, we'd love to have you join the community. Just hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss out on our latest stories. Let's grow together.